dysfunctional, no good, impractical, non-functional, meaningless, inept, stupid. Wow. Words to describe the Carolina Panthers organization from the top down. This is no rapid reaction today, folks. This is the reaction. What a freaking day on the football field, and then the video that surfaces of Tepper after the fact. Quite a day for Panthers fans, and I don't know what the positive is coming out of this except that there's 4 more quarters of Carolina Panthers football left. That's it, folks. 4 more quarters is all you have to endure, so buckle up, folks. Man, oh man. Let's jump right in. I want to move this along. I promise that I get these episodes out, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to deliver. Numbers don't lie. Let's jump right into numbers don't lie. I'm not doing a rapid reaction because there's nothing rapid that I need to discuss at all. None. No rapid reaction. Box score. Terrible, terrible day for the offense. Terrible day for the defense. Minus Brian Burns. That the only positives, I think. Bryce Young, 19 of 32, 112 yards, 1 interception, sacked 6 times. Icky Ekwonu, the regression of Icky is, I don't know, you need to study it. Like this is supposed to be a franchise-changing left tackle that allows you to get this quarterback. We can't keep Bryce Young upright. We can't keep him upright. Play after play after play. Basic stunts that this team just cannot figure out, and I'm so glad it's only 4 quarters to go. Bryce Young got demolished, folks. The first hit, might not have been the first, but the hit he took and where he was down on the field and injured, I thought that was it. I was like, he's done. Done for the game, at least. Done for the season. He battles back. I'll continue to say this. I know most of the staff is not coming back next year. At least I assume. It's 26-0. We'll lose 26-0. Also, hey, first time the Panthers have been shut out since 2002. Throw that one in there. Throw that as another stat. Terrible day. Just a terrible day all around. But where I was going, Bryce Young's in the game in time that is not meaningful, getting hits. Like, get him out of the game. It does you no good. It does him no good for his development and where he's going. Please, please, please. Like, I would even consider sitting him this last week. Put Andy Dalton in. I don't care what folks think. It is a playoff game for Tampa Bay. They've got to win, and they're in. That doesn't matter to me, man. Until we figure out what's happening on the offensive line, no need to have him going out there getting banged up. I know I saw some folks that are like, do you think he was banged up and that was part of the reason he was playing so bad? I don't know. It was a bad day. He had some misses, but his receivers also let him down. And I'm going to show the video clip. I'll do it right now as I'm talking through this, of the misses to DJ Chark. I think it was like 3 passes in a row where Bryce puts the ball where it's supposed to be, on the money. Bam, bam, bam. Especially the first one. The first one, that's a touchdown, or at least close to a touchdown. He drops it. Second one, catchable ball as well. As an NFL caliber receiver, or as a receiver in the NFL, you have to make these plays. I watched some ball on Saturday, some college football in general, and there are times where I see players make plays, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a guy that can make plays on Sunday. And then I see people that do things like that, and you're like, that guy can't play. And I was over here last week saying that Chark needed to come back. We need to re-sign him. I don't know, man. I don't know if you even decide to do that. I can't tell you. Tough day, man. I mean, you look at the injuries. Eddie Pinheiro gets hurt during warmups. Frankie Louvu's hurt during the game. Cade Mays gets hurt. The injuries just piling up on this team. Bryce getting hurt. I mean, a few people, I guess, are staying healthy, but at this point, like, pack it up, man. Like, if there was ever an opt-out for the NFL, I think this would be the week for us to opt out and sit everyone. If there was a transfer portal, which, hey, there kind of is with free agency, not as flexible as, college football, being able to just move around, but, man, It's tough, folks. It's tough to go into the offseason this way. Chuba Hubbard, 11 carries, 45 yards. Miles Sanders, 2 for 10. And I lied to y'all. If you saw the video I posted on Instagram, man, I originally posted it on X before the game, hyping up the Panthers, predicting a Panthers win. To lose to a backup quarterback the way that we did, I just what happened last week? How are we even competitive with the Green Bay Packers? That's what I want to know. How in the world? You have Adam Thielen, 6 receptions for 38 yards. Chuba Hubbard, check down Chuba. I mean, if Bryce can't find anyone, he will find Chuba on the side, 4 for 26. Chark, 1 for 18. Miles, 2 for 12. Amir, 3 for 12. Tough freaking day. Travis Etienne for Jacksonville had the 60-yard run, 62-yard run, had 102 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. Beathard, 178 yards passing, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Oh, man, it's tough. Brian Burns did get a sack, 2 tackles for loss, 8 total tackles. Derek Brown, another big day, 8 total tackles, 3 solo tackles. And Deion Jones did get 1 sack as well. I believe, Deion Jones. So make sure I got that correct. And he tore Gross Matos, 3 sacks. But so we got a little bit of pressure. Doesn't mean anything when you don't convert and score points. That was just bad. Terrible football. Hate to even sit back and watch it. Let's break it down.
Carolina Dad Breakdown.
Hey, Carolina Dad Breakdown, and I don't really know what else there is to break down. A dysfunctional football team that remains the worst football team in the National Football League that looks like years and years away from being anything competent, lost another game. We're heading into the offseason without our number 1 draft pick, trying to figure out what we're doing with our GM. We got our owner throwing water at fans. It's the worst state that this franchise has ever been in. We are the worst franchise in all of sports. It's not just the NFL. It's across the board. And we're still waiting, as I record this, to hear a statement from the NFL. There's been no comment, no statement coming from the Carolina Panthers. I wouldn't expect them to say anything because whatever they say could be held up in court. If I'm that fan, I'm pressing charges. To a billionaire owner, heck yeah, I am. You throw water on me in the state of Florida, it is a crime. I looked it up, Googled it. Hey, Google tells you everything. It's a freaking crime. Hey, man, I don't care, yes. Is there a chance that he was instigated for whatever reason? I'm sure. That happens. That's a part of the game. The players get it. The fans get it. I get it. Just walking around the street wearing Panthers gear. Not to that level. But it's part of this, man. You're a billionaire owner. It should not get under your skin the way that it did. That's it. That's all it is. There's not much to, like I said, I'm not breaking this down much further than what I have. This will be the shortest, if not one of my shortest episodes yet. I'm so ready to move into the off-season mode and talk about coaching candidates. And I hate to even do a preview of the Bucs. I'll do it just because that's what I do. I show up for y'all, man. Doing that every week for y'all. And I do appreciate the fans that are hanging around, the fans that are listening, because there's not much to watch. So it's appreciated by me. Subscribers, followers, likers, whatever you want to call them. I thank you for that. So let's get into some awards.
2 Growls and 1 Roar.
2 Growls and 1 Roar. I usually give these out to players for production that they've had on the field. We've seen Bryce Young, we've seen Derek Brown, Brian Burns, Chuba Hubbard, J.C. Horn, a few others get these awards. And I did see some people tweeting out, I asked who do you think should get this? I did get some responses, and sorry I don't have them in front of me to pull up. Like I said, we'll formalize that for next year. But this week, we are not picking a single player. And I had to sit down and think about this, how am I going to give these out? We're not picking a player, folks. This week, I am picking for my Growls. And I should say, if you're brand new, my Growls are kind of the bronze and silver. The Roar is the gold. So you really got 3 awards, but Roars are kind of level, so maybe 2 silvers. Anyways, first Roar. Excuse me. I messed up my own thing. First Growl is going to the fans. The fans that are choosing to stand by this team as we become the laughing stock of everyone in all of sports. This one's for y'all. I've even got a buddy that I went to high school with. Shout out to Cameron, man, if you're listening to this. I know him and his family, I think, go to almost every game. They traveled down to Jacksonville to watch this horse crap. They did. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to your family for enduring this just garbage, investing your time and your money. That's a lot of money to bring folks to these games, and y'all do it. So to all the fans that are showing up, I know it's tough, but I appreciate y'all, and it's going to get better. At some point, it's going to get better. I don't know what that better is and when, but it will get there. My second growl is going to go to the guy or man or woman, whoever it was that recorded that video of Tepper. Kudos to you, because we needed that as a Panthers fan base. I'm sure all that we're going to get is a slap on the wrist, or they'll get a slap on the wrist. But hey, we needed that, man. I will gladly give you out that growl. God, growl. I'm mixing growl and roar. This is part of me doing this. But yeah, kudos to you. Great job. And that leaves this with the roar. And if I'm not doing a player, let's go. We are giving out the roar, and it goes to a lot of folks. It's going to multiple people. Every single writer, reporter, journalist that is following the Carolina Panthers and reporting on this team, because they are paid. This is their job. They've got to endure the Tepper, the chaos, the everything that's happening right now, and they don't have a choice. Like, as fans, we can walk away, and I do this as a podcast, and I say, yeah, this is just something I like to do. I like the Panthers, and I want to talk about the Panthers. Hopefully one day they'll be good, as I always like to say. But the folks that do this for a living, man, it's got to be taking a toll. I know they want this team to be successful just like all of us. They don't want to go up there every single week and like, man, I got to report and find a story on a team that's just garbage. I can't imagine it. So I hope I don't forget people. Sheena, Vashti, all the team at Carolina Blitz, the Scott Fowler, Mike Kay, other young guy, Alex, I believe, all the team at the Charlotte Observer, Joe Person of The Athletic, David Newton of ESPN, and the larger group. I know I tried to get the big chunk of people. I know there's some others that follow the team and report. I hear, in the pressers. So, Sports Illustrated, everyone that is in there. I think it's Callahan, right? So that entire group, man, kudos to y'all. You are getting the roar this week. Very well deserved on New Year's Day as we bring in the new year. So hats off to you.
Hot takes and pound cakes.
Here we go, folks. Hot takes and pound cakes. Giving you some hot takes, man. And this isn't a hot take. If you followed along with the video that I posted yesterday of my rant on Tepper and throwing water, I wouldn't call it a hot take, but the hot take is that we need a full reset in the Carolinas from top to bottom, folks. Top to bottom. And that starts with Tepper. We can sit here and think about how this is going to get better with whatever name you want. Belichick, Harbaugh, your local high school coach, Ben Johnson. Doesn't matter. It's not going to get better until things get better at the top. And it is so dysfunctional, man. Led in the episode with that, but that's what it is. And I don't know when it gets better unless he just says, hey, I'm done operating this thing. Someone else take over and we will make it happen. I don't know, man. It's a tough situation to be in, but it will get better, and it's going to take time, but I think Bryce Young's going to be okay. All right, folks.
Closing it out.
Closing out this week's episode, as you can see, very short and sweet and to the point this week. I am not playing games. No need to play games when your team is terrible and they're barely out there playing as it is. So, hey, if you're hanging around to this point, again, it's going to be okay. I know I kind of overreact, so to speak, but it is what it is at this point. And you got one game to go, and then if you're a fan, you can check out and maybe you tune into the NFL draft. But if you want to go along for the ride, I'm here, man. I'm going to be keeping you updated with all the news that happens for the Carolina Panthers, every decision that's made with coaching hires, mock drafts. That stuff's fun. So at least, as always, as I said last year, this is where we're at. Like, we are at the bottom of bottoms. And every team is going to get to this point, but I think the Panthers are a little bit lower than most teams from where we are. But you've got this little dip that's going to start happening. You're going to start creeping up as we talk about mock drafts, free agency. So I guess I should say free agency, mock drafts, the draft. There's a little chance that you just start creeping up in that optimism. We're a long ways away. We're a very long ways away. And for me, I've always thought that we were much different than Trevor Lawrence and, his rookie season, but we're much closer than I ever imagined. And things got better. Things got better for Jacksonville. Things have got better for other teams in this situation. It's just a matter of when and not if. And that's all we can do, folks. That's all we can do. Anyways, this is Carolina Dad. Y'all have a great one. Happy New Year. Thank you to everyone that follows the show, likes it. I appreciate it. Peace out.